Out front now, Congressman Khanna, member of the House Oversight Committee. He has led the fight to get the birthday book released to the public. He is part of the bipartisan push, also with, of course, Congressman Massey, to get all of the Epstein documents released. And Congressman, I appreciate your time. So I know your committee is just getting all this new information from Epstein's estate. So beside the birthday letter, what's the most significant thing or significant revelation in all of this so far?
Well, candidly, the lawyers are still going through it. And they first looked for the birthday book. Obviously, they found the letter that the Wall Street Journal reported on. I think the Vice President Vance, should be asked to retract what he said, defaming the Wall Street Journal reporter. He said it was fake. Now we have the letter. And I also hope that the lawsuit will be withdrawn against that journalist, $10 billion lawsuit, now that there is the letter.
So, OK, on that front, you were the one who initially requested the Epstein birthday book, right? And you requested that back in July, Congressman Khanna. And we all see it. I'll put it up here, signed with Trump's name. It says, "A Powell is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret," wrapped with a drawing of what appears to be a naked woman, the signature falling in, obviously, a significant spot there. So Trump has vehemently denied the letter. And the White House press secretary says it's very clear President Trump did not draw this picture and he did not sign it. So when it comes to withdrawing that defamation lawsuit, as you were saying, it looks like they're tripling down. I mean, do you have any reason to doubt, after getting this from the Epstein estate, that is Trump's signature, Trump's drawing?
There's no reason for us to doubt it. The Wall Street Journal reported that they believe it is Donald Trump's signature. And the sad thing here is that this is hurting the survivors. I just heard from the survivors' lawyer. Many of them bravely told their stories. And they find that every time that President Trump attacks things as a hoax or as false, it's really disrespecting them. No one really cares about the details of the letter. Yes, it's crude and it's unfortunate. The bigger issue is the transparency and justice for the survivors. And I wish President Trump would just listen to the survivors. I wish he would meet them. That's what they've asked for. And I wish he would just direct for the release of the full files like he promised the American people. This is not against him. It's not an effort to embarrass him. This is to stand to protect America's children and to stand with our survivors.
Right. And to hold justice for those who knew or participated. And then you meet with the survivors. I know Nancy Mace, your colleague, said, when she did, you got to defend what's right here. There's a right and there's a wrong. I know you got bank records from Epstein's estate. In those records, and again, I know lawyers are combing through it, but do you believe it's going to reveal the names of people who were giving Epstein money?
I do. I believe that there's a lot to uncover in terms of how Epstein was getting this money. Was it dirty money? Was it foreign money? What was the motive of the money that was given to Epstein? Did people know that Epstein was abusing underage girls while providing him that money? All of these things need to be answered. This is a beginning of it, but it's not sufficient. As the victim's lawyer said, Bradley Edwards said, we need documents from Treasury. We need documents from the CIA. We need documents from the FBI. The Justice Department has all of these files, and that's why we're calling for full transparency. And that's what Massey and my bill does, which we now have 218 signatures on it by September 23rd. And 7 days later, it will force a vote in the House of Representatives.
All right. So just explain that again, because I know there are some who say you don't quite have the votes, that this effort of yours and Congressman Massey, bipartisan, is not going to go anywhere. But you say, no, you've got the numbers and you've got the math and it's going to happen. We do have the numbers. First of all, I want to recognize Congressman Massey's courage, but also Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's courage. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert's courage, Congresswoman Nancy Mace's courage. Congresswoman Nancy Mace was so shaken after talking to the victims because she's a survivor herself. She has signed this. That's 4 Republicans, all current 212
Democrats are signing it. Congressman Swalwell had lost someone in his family. He's going to sign it this week. That gets us to 216. There are 2 vacant seats, one in Arizona and one in Virginia. Both of them are going to be filled by September 23rd. And both of those candidates have said they're going to sign the discharge petition. That gets us to 218. And that will trigger a vote 1 week later in the House of Representatives.
So now that you've laid that out, Congressman, obviously it's a very significant development. I do want to ask you about one more thing, though, because your committee has just posted another letter that references Trump. And here's what it is, written by a longtime Mar-a-Lago member. And it makes a crude joke about a woman that Trump and Epstein socialized with back in the 1990s. I'll show it to everybody. The note shows this photo. And in the photo, Epstein's holding a big check. The check is mocked up to say that it is from Trump to Epstein. And then there's a handwritten note below, which is not written by Trump. But the note jokes about selling a, quote, fully depreciated woman for $22,500. Now, the woman's name is redacted. And obviously, it's unclear whether Trump knew anything about this. But, Congressman, this is just coming out. I mean, what do you know about this? And do you think that Trump is trying to hide things like this?
It's just disgusting. Anyone who cares about the dignity of women in America should just be disgusted by the crudeness of this. You know, one of the things, Erin, that really hit me after the press conference, I got so many notes, emails, texts from women across this country saying, you know, I was raped 30 years ago. I was assaulted. I had this happen to me, and I was genuinely moved. We have a culture of dehumanizing women in America. We have a culture of not treating people who are survivors with respect, and that's got to change. And if there's one thing that I hope this conversation triggers around America is how do we respect women more, and how do we honor people who have faced assault and survivors more. That's really what this is about. And I hope it's a wake-up call for the culture in our country that's allowing this kind of behavior. And where people are saying we're rich, people are saying you can be, if you're rich and if you have political connections, you can take advantage of young girls. It's not just Epstein. There's a broader problem in this country that we need to address.
Congressman Khanna, thank you so much.